Happy Wednesday, folks, and welcome to the Steve Comic Express. Thank you very much for joining me on this rather drizzly, rainy Wednesday morning at 53 degrees, of which I hate. I like starting my day off when the temperature begins at 79 degrees. That's how I like to start my day, and that's in the morning. Anyway, folks, thank you. We'll be at Napolitano's Brooklyn Pizza out in Smithfield. Tonight at 8:30, we have Chris Martin as our host. Looking forward for you comics to signing up and getting on board. ArtistryBySteve.com. Check it out. Thank you, GoDaddy, for hosting me. And quickly, download Upside. Use my promo code 6MMJUU. Start earning money for pumping gas and get a bonus from me. Go food, going out to eat, and shopping all gets paid. Shows up in the app a couple of days later. The app will grow your money, and when you see the app reach a level where you want to cash out anytime you want, no fees ever attached. You can put it in your debit account, PayPal, gift card, Amazon, and the like. Check it out, folks. All right, folks, we got that done real quick. I did it in 1 minute, my dear friends. Now we can get on. Yesterday was a very important day. Charlie Kirk's birthday. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore because the people on the left have killed him, have assassinated him, have murdered him, and then danced on his grave. His birthday, he got a Medal of Freedom Award posthumously, and Charlie Kirk's wife was taking that award in hand and said that, of Good Morning Lenny, and said that she always has a tough time finding something to get him for his birthday, but she certainly had the best gift to give him. And very tearful. I don't think there was a dry eye in that room. Donald Trump just stood still, and it must have been very hard for him not to run over and give her a hug. But it's best to let her speak and let the world see how the left has ruined lives in this country, how the left has taken away joy and freedom, how the left, your Democrat Party, has really and truly reached a level of violence that in our time, it just blows me away, and they haven't stopped ramping that up. It continues to be hate by the minute coming from the left. J.D. Pritzker is looking and hoping for the death of ICE agents, as the Chicago police kind of just stay in the background and watching the ICE agents get pelted and assaulted. It's almost like the Chicago police are sitting in the Coliseum watching their brothers and sisters getting chewed up by the lions. And because what? A mayor, a governor said it. Where's your guts? Where's your guts? I thought, you take an oath to take that job. So you mean to tell me if the mayor or the governor of the state of Illinois said to you, I want you to put a bullet in the head of ICE agents, you would go ahead and do that? Or I want you to break their kneecaps with your billy club, you go ahead and do that because, it's all about no backbone, no balls, nothing. Were you going to show up, though, for the funerals of one of these ICE agents as they have a draped flag over a casket and pretend you're sad? Is that what you're going to do? Is that the game, folks? And this coming from, and even J.D. Pritzker, with the protection of the ICE agents having a fence around them, had a liberal judge, and of course liberal judges rubbing their hands together like flies on poop, said you must remove that protective barrier. Notice I said the word protective. Again, the action is to show that J.D. Pritzker, the big dirigible, the big blimp of Chicago, wants the death of ICE agents wants to see more harm and killing of ICE agents. Well, that's what we're leading to. You call them names, you malign them. You haven't toned down your rhetoric. Matter of fact, none of the Democrats have toned down their rhetoric. It is amazing how Zoran Mandani, the future communist mayor of New York, let's call it for what it is, you get everything you deserve, you liberals in New York, everything you deserve. And I'm going to sit here and watch your city crumble to nothing. But there's Zoran Mandani. There he is. What's he doing? Doesn't even mention the peace deal, the releasing of hostages. Doesn't even mention that or Donald Trump's name with regard to what? Freeing Palestine. Gee, Mandani, I thought you were all about freeing Palestine, but now that it's done, where are you? Where's your praises? That's your future mayor of New York, and I pray to God I wake up the day after, or maybe that evening, to find out that he becomes your mayor. And I want to see the destruction of New York like I've never seen before. I do. I really do. Because I believe you haven't figured it out yet. I don't think you've learned your lesson yet. You quickly forgot 9/11. Instead of driving planes through those buildings, you're going to get Mandani to drive planes through those buildings. And why not? He supports that radical move. It took us all these years from 9/11 to now to forget that act. So much to forget the act that you're willing to elect a communist mayor who would have supported that, who does support that, who wants to see New York crumble. I want to hear and see that businesses are moving out of New York. I want to see that people are moving out of New York. I want to see people exiting New York as though there was a tidal wave coming in 2 hours. I want to see everybody run away from New York and find a different state. Because, folks, what's happening now in our country, and I see it, because now that our culture was broken by the left. Because once you break a culture, then you break a country. Once you break a country, you have division. Once you have division, you have a civil war. And that's what the Democrat Party wants. And so when everybody goes to their new prospective states, i.e. conservatism finds its way to Florida and other places in South Carolina, while other Democrats find their new homes back in Democrat states, what you will have is blue versus red. You know, by the way, when you look at the map, red overtakes blue. Blue is the color of death. Apparently, that is the Democrat Party. They picked the right color, and they picked the right logo. They picked a jackass wearing a sombrero, probably, and they picked the color blue, which is the signal and the color of death. Because there's no life in blue. There's a lot of life in red. And so therefore the Democrat Party is living up to its color and its logo and its mission statement, which is communism, folks. True, unadulterated, pure communism. But speaking of commies, let's talk quickly about The View. You know, those ladies, so to speak, on The View, full of hate. We had one in the middle, I forgot her name, please forgive me. I should have wrote it down. Used to be in the White House, actually, with Trump. Now on The View, they paid her some money, and now she's turned against Trump. And she said, if Trump brings home the hostages, she will wear a Trump red hat for the whole show. Now, maybe she'll do that today, we'll see. But she hasn't done it so far. The View's been on, what, they come on every day? I don't know. I don't know how often they come on. I don't even watch. I've never watched an episode or a show of The View. Never did. And I never have an intention of doing so. Why would I want to lower my IQ to that level? Why do I just want to see a bunch of hateful women depicting women in a very poor way? Why would I want to give them a moment of my time? I won't. Morning, Kevin. But at the end of the day, folks, that's what they're going to do. They're going to lie, they're going to hate, they're going to divide. That's what the women of The View do. Lie, hate, divide, and also stoke violence in our country. I don't know. I don't know what to say, folks. But I'm seeing it every day. And I'm seeing the left just hate. Why do you hate ICE arresting illegal aliens with bad records? Why do you hate that? Are you trying to tell me you want to see more deaths in America by the hands of illegal aliens? More rapes? More robberies? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Democrats? It's what you're certainly trying to tell me. You defunded the police, you want to take our weapons away, you want to leave our borders open, and you want to don't care if any of us die. A matter of fact, you've already proven you'll dance on our graves. You're doing it already. You'll dance on our graves. But remember one thing, the win in New York, ladies and gentlemen, is not a benchmark for the midterm elections. The Democrats will not win the midterms. They will not win the midterms, folks. The Democrat Party is going to lose the midterms. So they'll get a few pop-ups. It'll be like a whack-a-mole moment where you catch a few moles coming out and you have to whack them with a rubber mallet. That's the whack-a-mole moment. You're going to get that. But in the end, it's going to be a complete and total victory for the Republican Party. Why wouldn't it be anything else? We see what's going on. It's disgusting. And don't worry, before the midterms, there'll be more deaths upon conservatives. There'll be more deaths, more hate, more violence upon conservatives in our country. Who will be next that they'll dance on their graves? Who will be next? Could just imagine. I could just imagine, folks, the hate. But did I thank you? And let me thank you once again, folks. It was just a week ago, I think I came up here and said, wow, 1.2 million views. Wow, I can't thank you enough. It was a week ago, I think I said that. Well, let me report to you another thank you. And I certainly can prove it. I can post it. 3.9 million views. Let me make that clear to you, folks. 3.9 million views. Now, what I'm going to do with those 3.9 million views, I'm going to migrate you all over to YouTube. Because I'm not leaving here, don't get me wrong, but I'm expanding on YouTube. Hey, why not? Why not really make this a career, right? I'm moving you guys. I'm going to be posting things. I got some press packages to come out for you that is going to get you to go over to YouTube, because now I'm rocking and rolling here, folks, and I want to be able to take you to a whole new moment as I'm going to turn what I do here excuse me, into a major career for me. You know, I said to my wife just the other day, I do comedy, I do art. I do music. I do this in the morning. I run over to RISD, do that in the afternoon. Do you know that I could eliminate everything and just do this and come out ahead? Have you any idea? I had no idea social media. And my son just said, was it over a year ago? Dad, why aren't you not monetizing what you do? Why don't you do something? I said, because I don't dance around in a mini skirt and flash and have OnlyFans. He said, you're not getting it. And he was right. And I can't thank you enough, folks. I just wanted to report to you today, this day, on Wednesday, that I have 3.9 million views. Let's see where I'm at next Wednesday or next week. I don't know, next day. But my job is to put a lot of content up here for you. Try to entertain you. Try to not only talk politics, but tell you when we're having a comedy show. Not only to tell you when we're having a comedy show, but to show my artwork. Or maybe show me relaxing at my bar the pirate bar downstairs with my little furball creature, Nala, who likes to come up, my little ragdoll cat who likes to keep me company as I watch Gutfeld when I have those free nights, which is rare. But I throw content up, folks, constantly. And you're going to see other content because other businesses, knowing that I have this many views, would like me to post upcoming events at their establishment. Like I said, this has turned into a whole new career for me. So, content is the thing, folks. And I'm glad I'm entertaining you. I'm glad you're laughing. I like making memes. I'm glad you're getting a kick out of it. Nothing sexual, nothing hateful, just fun. We can laugh, right, folks? I'm a stand-up comedian, and my job is to make you laugh on stage. I can certainly make you laugh on social media. So thank you very much, anyway, folks, for the 3.9 million views. Wow. Now I want to get that over to YouTube, and my goal is to get a YouTube plaque right behind me when I reach a special number. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, folks. And with your help, I hope I can do it. And so I can say, your name is on this plaque. So, well, get ready, because the next level of what I do here is about ready to kick in. I've been working on the new banner, and we'll have fun with that, folks. And yes, that's right. Well, we're going to have Steve Comic on, I go by, on YouTube, and hopefully you'll check it out. YouTube, Steve Comic. Go there now. I got some videos and shorts there now. And the rants that I do here will be migrated over there only as a post facto. I'll do the live ones here, but the tape version's going there. And then I'm going to do a live podcast there. So I'm going to be real busy, folks. It's all about content. Content is everything, folks. And my job is to educate you and entertain you. And hopefully you'll enjoy what I'm doing. Thank you so much. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. I can't thank you enough. But folks, stay focused. Our country, even though we won with Donald Trump, the left has no other choice but to go extremely violent. And they're already taking it to that level. They have no choice but to ramp up the violence, folks. And I hope, folks, you will take note come the midterms. Obviously in New York, you have no option. You do have an option to vote for mayor. He's the Republican, Curtis Sliwa. That's right, Curtis Sliwa. You can vote for him. I don't know. I didn't think he was groping any women. I don't think he comes out as a communist. He's not my first choice of a Republican I would like to have seen run in New York. But he's certainly better than the other two. But I know New York, you rather have communism than to make a better move. You know, when you play the game of chess, right? We have a lot of pieces on that board. We have pieces that have a lot of power. Like the queen, like the rooks and the knights. We have a lot of power in those pieces. But then we have some pieces which we call sacrificial. I call them those little pawns. They're sacrificial. In other words, you lose a pawn. They got to go out there. They're the frontline soldiers. And sometimes you have to use them to advance to the next, across the board, and to put their king into checkmate. Well, politics is a lot like a chess game, folks. We have to use the right pieces in order to get across the board to win the game. But Curtis Sleewer, he's not a dangerous person at all. He's certainly not a Rudy Giuliani, but he's not a dangerous piece at all. But we could consider him one of those small pieces on the chessboard to perhaps prevent the outcome of a communist taking over your city. You have even your very, very stupid sounding governor, Hochul, supporting him. Folks, thank you very much for watching this rant. Remember, our weapon of choice is the voting booth. Make damn sure you use it. Have a nice day, folks.